The Finance Minister, Kemi Adeosun, and the Central Bank Governor, Godwin Emefiele, have explained the reasons behind their absence at the Nigeria-U.S. Investment Summit organized by the Embassy of Nigeria in the United States. This follows the criticism from the Emir of Kano, Muhammadu Sanusi, of Nigerian officials for what he described as their carefree attitude to investment opportunities.
I attend the IMFC, which is really the highest decision-making body within the IMF, and I represent 23 African countries in that role. So one of the things I had to do was to issue a statement on behalf of those 23 African countries, which include most of the Anglophone African countries, so South Africa, Mozambique, Tanzania, and so on. So my primary role here, as well as having the Nigeria hat on, is to represent those 23 African countries. I think there's been some controversy about scheduling. I wasn't due at any event. I was here as a governor of the IMF, a member of IMFC, to represent those 23 African countries, and that schedule is what I must adhere to.
For the Minister of Finance and for me, being the governor of Central Bank of Nigeria, what takes preeminence is the meetings in the IMF as well as the meetings at the World Bank meeting. And I think it's important for me to say this. When I arrived in Washington, the officials of the embassy spoke with me that there was going to be a U.S.-Nigeria summit. And I said I would check my schedule because I wasn't consultant when this summit was being organized. But what one would have expected is that they would have checked my schedule and the schedule of the finance minister. If they thought that our presence at the summit was very necessary, they could have checked our schedules to see that there was no conflict. I sit here to say that the U.S.-Nigeria summit was meant to hold between 2 p.m. and 3 p.m. Whereas the World Bank Development Committee plenary session, which is an assembly of the ministers and governors of Central Bank, was to hold between 2:15 and 5 p.m. There was no how the Minister of Finance and myself could have been at those meetings. And but I think I thought it's important to say it's unfair for people to begin to cast aspersions without understanding our schedules and understand. The main reason we're here is because of the statutory meetings at the IMF as well as the World Bank.